think of that?
Pretty neat.
Yeah, very cool. And no recoil, totally controllable, and really impressive.
God. Wow. I would say this is probably the coolest thing I've ever shot suppressed. The gun shoots laser beams. I've never shot anything like it. As far as the quality of it, and as far as putting a can on it, it changes the whole game. It's a completely different gun.
Yeah, that's really cool, and I like it a little better than the MP5 SD that we've shot.
Very smooth.
Which do you think's better?
I mean, the MP5K, it's such a classic. I think it's really hard to compare the two. I mean, this gun's, you know, almost 30 years old versus the B&T. It's so new. It's the latest and greatest right now. The way you can mount the optics on the B&T, B&T's pretty hard to beat.
This one is a little smoother. You can kind of feel that roller block action that's smoothing it out a little bit. Just as far as which is a smoother shooter, I'd say this by a hair.
Glock 17 with the ALG 6-second mount was basically developed for a counter-terrorist unit that's operating in, they describe it as linear environments, airplanes, buses. Pretty neat. It'd be a heck of a nightstand gun. As far as comparing it to a carbine, I think I'd probably still rather have a rifle, but it is pretty neat for what it is. If space was a problem, and it'd be a pretty good option.
Yeah, that's really cool. Kind of compares with the carbines actually. So you're able to put a second shot real quick downrange due to the T1 not moving. If I had a Glock 17, I would definitely pick up an ALG mount and a T1, and just, there's nothing like this. And this is some of the most fun you can really have without having a short barrel rifle, I think.
It's an HK-USC conversion that I had built from Tommy Built Tactical. So basically what it is, it's the civilian HK-USC that we had the UMP receiver section fuse, so this would be considered the fuse job. Most of the conversions you see they're using the pin, the push pin, but this is the closest thing to the civilians can get. So I just got this. Like I said, Tommy built this for us. He's the best guy in the business, so give it a shot.
Neat. You wouldn't think it's a 45 until you start thinking about the fact that that second follow-up shot, if I were to do that any faster, it would feel a little bit out of control. My impression is this kicks about as much as my 300 Blackout. So if I had to pull one or the other out and have it be my go-to, my guess is it's the 300 Blackout AR. We'll check that out. So this is what we wanted to compare everything against. This is the 300 Blackout short barrel rifle. It's a Knight's lower, Noveske upper, Knight's rail. We got a rugged razor on top, an old T1 on the top, and we'll see how this compares to these carbines. Yeah, so I'd say it compares pretty even with the HK45 or the UMP 45, and between the 9mm there's no comparison. The 9 is just like a laser. This definitely has some rear impulse, but I think it's just as far as what firepower the 300 Blackout brings to the table, this might actually be the go-to. What do you think?
Pretty neat. That'd probably be the ultimate home defense rifle. I mean, if money was no object, and you know you could afford to shoot the gun, afford to practice with it, 300 Blackout would be pretty neat. There's a reason why SOCOM just adopted it.
So I guess after shooting them all, I think that if I had to have one as a go-to weapon, I think the 300 Blackout wins just because of the caliber that it shoots. The controllability is right there with the carbine, very maneuverable. But I will say, the B&T, this is really cool. And if you can pick one of these up, you know, I would definitely consider it. This is the B&T APC9 at 9mm. And the other thing I would consider if you're not going to do that is really just think about building a 9mm AR carbine, which is kind of going to give you the same effect. But you know, going to the range and shooting these 9mm and these carbines, I don't think there's anything more fun right now. Thanks for watching.